Hello everyone. So we are moving on to the next lesson, more exciting things. Uh, the topic we are going to cover now is support and resistance. This is something that you need in probably in your investment plan or in your trading plan. Whatever you want to do, you always need to have a solid plan that can give you maximum return over the given time. It's not cool to lose even 2% because you just want to throw money at any time without taking any form of plan into your consideration. So, what is support? What is resistance? We can define support as the level on a chart that we can see to hold the price up in a given time. So in other words, when price reaches support, we expect it to be supported in an upwards direction. So in other words, we are saying the price should bounce off the support. Let's see. If we can illustrate it in terms of a diagram. So I'm going to draw this line here. Let me try to increase the size. So this I'm going to consider it as my support line. Let me just put it as green. So this is my support line. And now I'm going to bring in my chart. So suppose I'm starting here and price is going down. When it reaches support, I'm expecting to bounce off the support. Then it goes up again. Then it bounces off support. Then it might do this. Then it comes back up into support and it bounces off support like that. So in future, I'm expecting that if I am to extend this line going into the future like this, I should expect to see this line continuing to offer support. So that is what we mean by a support line. It's a horizontal line on a chart depicting a price point where there is a turn for the upwards if ever the price was trending downwards. Now we need to also define resistance. So resistance is the opposite of support. And I'm going to put my resistance line as a red zone. So resistance is the level where price is being rejected from going upwards. So in other words, if you have price going up, it's going to bounce off that level, bounces off again. It might bounce off without reaching it, then it bounces off again. It might go above and then comes back down again. And we say this is the resistance line. In other words, it resists the price from going in an upwards direction. So now what we can also see here is that once we have got resistance and support, we can actually improvise. So if we say this was a support line, if we are looking at this as a resistance line, then we can draw another line here and say that's the support line. So in other words, we are having like horizontal channels. So this would be the support for this price. Then we can also copy here and say this is the resistance for that price. So we would expect price to go up and down respecting the resistance and the support. So you can consider resistance and support as someone who is taking up who is trying to go up a building from one floor to the next without having anything to use except maybe blasting tools. If they must move from ground floor to the first floor, it means they have to blast through the roof, that is break the support, which is the roof or a ceiling. Then they can make a hole and go to the next level like that. If they are going to come down or fall through a hole from the top going down, they are expecting to land on the floor of the next level. So that is the same concept which we use to define support and resistance. So that is that for the introductory, which you need to understand about support and resistance. Now we need to look at this in a different way. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to have my support line and resistance line. Now I'm going to draw a chart. So this is a chart. It comes off the support line, meets resistance, comes back again, meets resistance, tries to go again. Now if this price moves to this side here, what am I expecting to happen? I'm expecting that it's going to be like this. So now what has happened here? We can now say this line is support, I beg your pardon, it's resistance from this point up to this point here. So what do we need now to do? We need to say this is a valid resistance line up to that point. Now when we go over to the next point, how do we define it? In this instance, we now draw another line here. So as you can see, our green line represents a support line. So here we had resistance line, then it was broken, then price came down and tried to break through again, it couldn't. Tried again, it couldn't. So now we are saying we have got a support line forming here. There it was a resistance line, now it has become a support line. Now from here we can see that if support or resistance is broken by a price, then it becomes the support level. So when resistance is broken, it becomes the support. Then we now look for another range here, probably at this level, and say we are going to move resistance to a newer level, which would be on this level here. Now it went on to be broken again at this point here, so we would have another support line moving from here to this point. So this is what happens when resistance is broken, it becomes the new support. But you need to define it carefully, because remember here it's broken once. Can we say that it's now the new support line? Usually you need to see it being tested again, maybe 2 times, to say definitely it's now acting as support. If it's broken once, then the price comes down, there's a good chance that it will break through again and come back to this channel here. So you need to be careful of that as you look at the charts. So we'll continue again to explore resistance and support in the next video. Thank you.